I know for a fact that a lot of the members on RR have been practicing new picks because so far their drafts in HGC have been somewhat predictable and
That's
their
right.
game 1 draft has been very predictable. They mostly played the heroes that they generally have been playing, except they brought out the Lunar Ariel, but they realized it wasn't that great an idea. So maybe in game 2 they're going to go a little bit further out. For example, I've seen Oda play a lot of Genji. I saw EZZ play a lot of Abathur,
Mm,
and I think that makes sense. Of course, EZZ has played Abathur once in HCC
that's right.
before, but she has been practicing it extensively, and from what I saw in Hero League, it was a pretty damn decent Abathur.
And did you see them practice Cho'Gao though? That's my question.
I don't think so.
No! And we're going into the Infernal. We're going into Infernal Shrines,
Which is the map that
It's the
Cho'Gao
map for
can
Cho'Gao!
show. Yeah.
which Raven almost had, but they did not.
They could have won that map if they had only picked Cho'Gao. They lost the game in the draft.
I'm sad, Bradley.
Yeah,
but
they might have lost at the 24-minute mark, but they actually lost at minute 0.
that's okay because we're going in, and I think this is a very good time for Triple R to actually bring in something new. Maybe bringing their secret strategy and test it against MVP Black. It will be very tough, of course, but I think this is about the timing you should bring out your secret cards from your sleeve right now. There's the
Definitely.
instant ban again on Illidan. Whew. Genji ban. Okay.
Same bans on both sides.
I'm so
Zagara
smart.
first pick. Let's go, Kong.
Zagara first pick.
Well, I mean,
We did
R's
see him.
only win came on Infernal Shrines,
That's right.
and that was mainly due to Kong's stellar Zagara play, right? So why not first pick it? Surely nothing can go wrong.
Surely everything can go wrong at the same time too. Nothing can go wrong, but you know, disasters do happen sometimes. So we cannot stop the Mother Nature. It happens, and ooh, they're spending lots of times. I think they're trying to think of what Black is going to build against him. But oftentimes, Black, when they're against a weaker team, they try to predict because they have so much experience in drafting and all the hero leagues, all the years before of Super League, Power League. They counter the draft so hard with their experiences, and oftentimes they just stomp from the beginning until the end. That's what they do. I would say almost of the times when they're up against weaker teams. So there's an instant pick on Ariel Vala once more.
Yeah, Ariel Vala, very solid.
A little bit of a change. It was Tastar before.
Yeah, but I guess they don't want to play Tassadar anymore. Like, I mean, MVP Black can't be approaching this draft in all seriousness, right?
Mhm.
Their actual match that they're concerned with this week is the one against Mighty tomorrow. So whatever they play against RRR is has to be sort of like a drill. It's sort of like a testing ground for feeling out the stage and getting acclimatized to the slightly different new hotfix patch. And RR's first pick, Nubarak, the only notable thing to say about it is that both MSG and Kong have played Nubarak
That's
equally
right.
the same amount of times. So it is technically a flex pick in their team, but it remains that our taking a Nubarak is very predictable on the side of the opposition's teams. So not too happy about that, but let's see what they pick up in their next rotation. Uther Greymane, it's almost the exact same thing, except that they picked Uther instead of Ariel because Ariel wasn't available.
Okay, but last time, Vala, they tried to counter Vala with Lunara, and
That
they
did not
fall
go so
behind
well.
because Vala was not the main damage actually. It was main damage Tracer, and Lunara was targeted towards to counter Vala when Vala wasn't the main damage. So it didn't really work out for RRR. But this time with Ariel, it seems like Vala it has to be the main damage. Maybe bring out the same draft, similar draft with Lunara, and go towards the countering all the range of Vala. I think that's also an okay way of drafting because it did not work out so well in game number 1. Let's try it once again and try to make it better.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, RR will probably be looking to second ban Tassadar, right? Because he's such a great answer to whatever RR has, and also a great complement. But instead, they could decide to ban Rhaegar.
I think that's a very good option too. Rhaegar does a very decent wave clear with the Ancestral healing onto not just even Vala, onto the tanks in the front line. And we saw lots of Rrr ban too in series number 1.
Definitely something we can think about, especially as Rrr is the one that brings Cleanse to the table, and RR has a pretty decent chance of chain CC with Anubarak and Uther to get some sort of pick-off, but are they prepared to deal with the Tassadar Vala Ario when the Vala is being piloted by Reset, is the question.
I think they're prepared because they already banned Illidan. Ha 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 ha. No. Okay, there's a Tassadar.
So predictable, it's going to happen.
It was either Tassadar or Rrr. There's a... It was very expected, of course.
Yeah, and if MVP Black wants to be super spicy, they could go for a triple support here. But if they want to be boring, they could pick Dehaka or Stitches. And that's what happens. They decide to be a slightly more boring.
Yeah, slightly more boring and actually giving no chance at all for RRR to actually get picks off, like hooking onto Ario or Tassadar. More for Ario and Vala. Maybe they can get picks. They can make some game-changing moves with those hooks. But Stitches already picked from Black. That's the smart way of drafting, I feel like. And they still have a very balanced one, but the mechanical level that because we already know what we saw from game number 1, if you guys saw that too, then...
Yeah, the Stitches takeaway makes a lot of sense here, because if RR decided to pick Stitches and Kel'Thas in the last rotation, then almost all of RR would have their favorite heroes and have a really nice lockdown comp for which MVP Black would not have a cleanse answer against. So, that, as you said, definitely really smart takeaway from MVP Black, but I can't be alone in wishing that MVP Black would go slightly more far out in their drafts and, you know, be a bit more experimental.
Let's see if they're going to be Chromie coming out at all. It is Kel'Thas, which HGC has been playing few times with the pair-ups with lots of CCs available. And Varian, long time no see, makes an appearance and finishes the draft. Strong all-in. Maybe this is not the usual Varian we'd see. I don't know. I feel like that's coming in our wake somewhat.
I'm a bit curious about who will play Stitches and who will play Varian, because, you know,
yeah, that's right.
TT is a pretty good Varian himself, but so is Rich, and I could definitely see either of them playing either champ.
Well, game number 1 was very dominant, going for MVP Black, but can RRR come back in Infernal Shrines? Let's jump into game number 2 in Infernal Shrines. In blue, RRR, Odak on Greymane, MSG on Tyrael, EZZ on Kel'Thas, Kong on Anubarak, Nikaluk on Uther.
And on the side of MVP Black, we see Reset on Vala, Sake on Tassadar, Kyocha on Ario, Rich on Varian, and TT on Stitches. So Rich is going to be playing the Varian.
Okay. I think there is a chance that we do not see Taunt in this game. Please do not overextend. You died last time. I saw you die in game number 1.
MVP Black's cheekiness showing right there, but will it be punished?
Let's see, Rich does go in with... And looking at that level 1 talent, I think we'll see Colossus Smash coming in.
Definitely possible, and looking at the health bars, it seems like MVP Black's cheekiness was in fact not punished.
Well, see, I'm okay with Colossus Smash. I'm a very lenient guy on Colossus, as long as it's not Twin Blade. Okay?
I want to see Rich play Twin Blades and send all
Maybe
of
he'll...
Hero League into smithereens.
Okay, then I will not play Hero League for at least a day.
Oh, but that's the problem, because we don't have Pull Party anymore, so we have to play Hero League now. So, actually, I don't want Rich to go Twin Blades.
Yes, please. I think it's I'm really being realistic. Colossus Smash against the Nubarak, taking all the armors off and just bursting down, and that lacks their tanking ability from the front line. I think that's a very good chance. coming in, taunting into Greymane and Kelta seems a little bit harder too.
Definitely, and taunting into an Uther is counterintuitive, and Colossus Smash sort of acts against what Uther can do to a locked target. A bit of a tussle going on here in the bottom lane, but not much will change.
Yes,
and as we saw in the MVP Miracle versus Raven game, like, definitely the side with a shield character plus Vala Ariel has much greater pushing power.
It seems like our RRR is making the approach onto Sake, but the heal, the sustain is coming out real, and the shield, the 1v3 and the small zone reset does not even care. There's a hook onto Odak. Seems like he's looking for his life, but Kong does not come in time.
Beautiful hook. And did you see that slight step forward from Reset to dodge
the flame? Yeah. That was pretty good. I think that's exactly why he actually went for aggressiveness than rather to back out to. He trusted his teammate for the heal and the shield coming in. That's the kind of Vala I want to see when I'm playing Pastar or Ariel.
Definitely, and this is why MVP Black are so destructive when they have resets on Vala supported by such a steady cast. And perhaps RR should have banned Tassadar instead of Rhaegar instead, but who knows? Let's see how the game pans out.
Yeah, they want to bring all this down before joining for the team fight, maybe? And I think this is a chance for RR to actually take the Punisher because they are kind of far away and numbers are rising right now. There's 32. They have the chance. I think they will get it actually too.
Yeah, definitely. So they're going to take the Punisher, but will the Punisher be able to take an entire fort like MVP Black just did without the Punisher? So all in all, huge advantage coming in favor of MVP Black. RRR does not look so convinced of their own chances with the Punisher.
Yeah, of course. Even with Vala, with so much damage, they took the camp before. They will just lose the first walls, though, that will catch up in XP for RRR a little bit. But of course, so much better trade for Black. They already got the fort on the bottom. They are soaking in all the damage from the top. And Tyrael seems to be having a little tough time against Rich's variant right now.
So super clean Punisher defense coming out from MVP Black. They are a talent tier ahead, a whole level ahead. They take down the front gates of the mid fort.
Oh my, I'm worried. It's second wind on variant. I am very worried right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
I think it's going to start with T. And there's a Nubarak dive. Very good dive coming in, but lacking in focus of damage and so much shielding actually coming out from Black's side.
Yeah, there isn't a lot Ara can do at this point of the game, so all they can do is sort of wait for level 7, so at least they can fight on an equal talent footing.
And this is looking for the hook, does miss, but this time there's no tracers though, so RR, they can be safe behind the fort.
They get a slight CC chain onto
Oh,
Vala.
Perfect, and that's the focus that I want to see. The focus CC, all the damage into Vala. Sake was a little bit away from the zone, the fighting zone actually. Did not have the perfect protection onto Vala, and looking for the kill, the first kill of game number 2.
So definitely a slight disrespect on the side of Reset. And it's really heartening to see that RR has definitely not given up. They're still trying to make plays. So encouraging signs indeed. But again, MVP Black still in control of the maps, still a whole level ahead.
That's right. And I'm worried and quite excited
for Twin Blade.
For Twin Blade. I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but it may happen, you know. It's Rich and it's been building onto lots of basic attacks, so we'll see. We'll see. Just in few seconds of the game into, and in this second shrine into the game, I think Black, they can actually soak in for 10, and RR cannot contest at all because they're a level and a half behind right now.
Definitely, they attempt to, you know, sort of bridge the experience gap by hard pushing top, but unless Rich suddenly decides to... Oh!
And there's a Colossus Smash! 3v1, guys! 3v1!
RR did not expect that to happen. Or did they? They didn't, right? Surely they did not expect that to happen.
My goodness.
TTSSD having so much fun.
Eliminating
these
I'll just do Bile, and I think I can solo this, guys. No worries.
So RR is now forced to defend this Punisher without their heroics.
Wow, that's some rich tactic there, and he's already finished the High King's quest, seems like, with all the basic attacks against the heroes.
While I'm disappointed that we didn't see Twin Blades, RR has to be extra careful here. One single Force Wall can mean a dead keep.
Yes. They are actually, there's another Colossus Smash and perfect target. Uther is gone. That's some positional mistake too, coming out from Takaluk. He was way overextended in the front line as an Uther. Of course, maybe he was looking for the perfect device.
Something just disappeared.
Something disappeared, yes. Something disappeared and they have one member less.
They have an incoming minion wave, so they might be wanting to go for the keep here. And they can.
They can. There's another one. There's such a short of a cooldown, 20 seconds. Actually, brings down the cocoon. Reset is safe now. Kyocha, he safe protects himself with the Aegis. There's the perfect sanctification to turn things around.
Rich getting pummeled by the keep.
And lots of damage coming out from the keep, actually getting the kills. The follow-up is unreal. The positioning is so off for RRR right now. Does get their second kill, but Rich seems to be on target for another kill, and there's a full team wipe.
This is unbelievable.
I think he used 3 Colossus in one team fight.
Well, what can you do but to admire them? Rich with the BM core smashes. Of course he's going to back off. Or is he?
Or is he? He is actually going for looking for the kill. He has a parry. He has the protection onto himself. Good shifting, focusing onto Tastar. Now Kyocha comes back with the shield. Tastar actually goes down. It seems like Rich will also go down.
What is happening?
Before that, he was taking another kill. Take a look. He's looking for his life. They finally bring Rich down.
So they win, right?
Oh
that was the rule of
goodness.
This match. That was the rules for this match. But even his team didn't believe in him, right? Rich was trying to...
only Sake believed in him a little bit. Maybe he needs a little bit of help, you know?
So
just
you
in
can
case.
see the synergy between Rich and Sake. There's a reason why they played Cho'Gath together.
Yes, and after seeing few kills, even Kyocha was like, oh, maybe he can do some more kills. Maybe I'll join in the top fight. Who knows? Maybe we can core here. But that was some rich, I would say. That was very rich of taste.
God. Rich deserves to say, like, report my teammates for not following up on the brilliant score call.
Okay, there's a pick onto Snitches though. They're still talent level down. Lots of damage coming out from Reset. The burst W actually Rich looking for the kill. Does get the kill no matter what. He is in the cocoon, but Reset will get the kill. There's a sanctification for defense, but Black noticed they're not even using a single spell when that is on the ground.
Perfect mechanical plays from everyone all around. Even the Reigns of Vengeance hitting down on 3 members of RR repeatedly. And it doesn't seem to matter how you decide to handle Rich. He simply refuses.
And take a look. That's not the place you want to press your Z button. 7 seconds. 6, 5. I'm just gonna count this down. 3, 2. Oh, they're on the other side.
Oh,
and there's a spray.
The BM spray.
Oh my goodness. I am very excited and I am enjoying this already to have Rich back in HGC. And I'm sure you guys are also enjoying this. That's the mechanical god from Korea. He's back in HGC, guys.
Impressive, impressive. I mean, having played against virtually every HGC player in Hero League, I can say with no small amount of confidence that on stage it might be a different thing. On stage, you know, Jungha might be comparable to Rich, Dami might be comparable to Rich.
That's right.
But on a consistent basis, and especially in Hero League, the amount of pressure that you feel when you match up against Rich is unreal. It cannot be compared to any other player at all. That's just how good he is mechanically.
Okay, now they're looking for the kill. Cocoon being used, but already destroyed. Kyocha seems to be the target, but Rich comes from the side looking for the kill onto EZZ. Reset is doing free damage because of all the aggro. There's a hook onto Anubarak. This is just so painful to watch.
This is a massacre, and if we have learned anything from the past 2 matches, this is going to be a core, whether it looks like it or not.
Punisher still 100%. I think they are going for the core no matter what. They lost Keltas and Umarak. T-Real dives in.
Now this is definitely a core.
That was a real trade value too. Oh, we're being very sarcastic, but sorry guys, but this is a crazy one-sided match, as it is going to be game number 2 going to be MVP Black already, still core 100%, but Odok being chased here, and Colossus back! And KT dies off screen, and even our observer says, let's just watch Rich play today.
Yeah, well, the core is going down no matter what, right? I think the real loser of the game is TTSST. He is no longer the best variant in Asia.
Well, there goes game number 2. But I like this camera shot on Sake because his Tassadar, and lots of the times when the cocoons were placed to make it 4v5, the wall was placed perfectly against the RRR, so they had to spend time to come around the wall to actually make their engage at the perfect time. His use of wall was perfectly used, and all the shields, of course, and Rich just cleared everything up along with resets damage. And the faces of RRR just looks terrified right now.
Yeah, and I hope they keep their spirits up and give it the best try on Game 3 as well.
Yeah.
But again, most of our talk has to be around the mechanical brilliance of MVP Black. And as you highlighted, Sake is probably the best all-rounder in Korea at the moment.
That's right.
His game sense is impeccable. Sometimes he gets praised for his mechanical brilliance, but he really is so intelligent about how to use his abilities, how to move around the map. That's why he was so brilliant on Ragnaros and Falstad. And even in this game on Tassadar, you could see him moving into the lanes for perfect soak.
Yeah, that's right. And game number 1 and 2 they stormed through, but we will have a short break before game number 3. Can RRR make a comeback in this series? Let's see. Let's find out after the short commercial break.